As it is known, NATO and NATO member states are very powerful. But Russia is also very powerful. That's why there are 10 weapons of war that NATO must have. While you subscribe to my channel, I share these 10 incredible weapons of war with you. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. F-35 Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter. In the realm of NATO's air power, the United States leads the pack with its deployment of the F-35 and a diverse array of other aircraft, Townsend told BI. The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, a fifth-generation marvel, stands unchallenged by adversaries due to its unparalleled stealth capabilities and an advanced suite of powerful sensors, a technological superiority yet to be matched. While some NATO nations view the F-35 as a quantum leap in combat capability, others continue to rely on the venerable F-16, an aging supersonic fighter adept at both dogfighting and ground bombardment. At the same time, countries like Germany are considering European alternatives for their air defense strategies. Eurofighter Typhoons. The Eurofighter Typhoon is a formidable multi-role aircraft developed by a consortium of NATO nations, the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, and Spain. Their goal was to provide an exceptional air dominance fighter. After withdrawing from the Eurofighter initiative, France went its own way, resulting in the creation of the Dassault Rafale, a comparable fighter. Experts claim that the Typhoon is similar to advanced Russian flanker variants, such as the Su-35. While each aircraft is ascribed distinct advantages, whether it's the Typhoon's agility or the flanker's superior low-speed handling, their similarities suggest that the Eurofighter could hold its own in a head-to-head confrontation with the deadly Russian fighter, as posited by the national interest. Bombers. The United States maintains both conventional and nuclear deterrence capabilities by cyclically deploying bombers to the European theater. Since Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, American bombers have continuously rotated through the region, as reported by military.com. In that pivotal year, the Pentagon sent 2 B-2 Spirit bombers and 3 B-52s to Europe for operational training. In addition to NATO allies, the U.S. bomber fleet includes the B-1B Lancer, which routinely participates in joint operations. U.S. P-8A Poseidon. In the area of maritime defense, the focus on countering Russia's reliance on submarine-based nuclear deterrence has led to calls for a greater presence. Experts, such as CSIS's Conley, point to increased efforts by nations such as Norway, the US, and the UK to deploy P-8A aircraft to meet this challenge. Amid evolving threats in the undersea domain, where margins of victory are extremely narrow, NATO allies are enhancing their capabilities to detect and track enemy submarines, both above and below the waterline. Among the many options available, the U.S. Navy's P-8A Poseidon patrol aircraft, introduced to replace the aging P-3 Orion, stands out as one of the premier anti-submarine hunters. This advanced aircraft is a critical asset in the pursuit of undersea threats, with superior capabilities that enable efficient tracking and engagement of enemy submarines. Frigates. Diving into the realm of anti-submarine warfare, NATO boasts a fleet of frigates from several member nations that pack a serious punch. Brian Clark of the Center for Strategic and Budgetary Assessments sheds light on their capabilities. Italy, France, and Spain boast frigates equipped with top-of-the-line anti-submarine warfare systems. Clark mentions, these ships have active low-frequency sonars with variable depth capabilities. They're adept at detecting submarines, and they're particularly good against diesel-powered submarines. Their operational scope extends to targeting Russian submarines, particularly in the eastern Mediterranean and Black Sea regions. We should not overlook the capabilities of Norway and Denmark in this area, Clark points out. Their frigates stand out as adept hunters in the North and Baltic Seas. They're designed with specialized anti-submarine warfare capabilities and excel at precision in this arena. AH-64 Apache gunship. The Apache attack helicopter, a relentless force in close air support, has the power to wreak havoc on an advancing armored column. These attack helicopters carry a payload of up to 16 Hellfire missiles, each capable of dismantling an enemy armored unit. However, the Hellfire is about to give way to the more advanced Joint Air-to-Ground missile, which promises even greater capability. Despite their Cold War origins, these Apaches have played a pivotal role in counterinsurgency operations in the Middle East. But don't be fooled. In a full-scale conflict, these attack helicopters pack a punch that's hard to beat. German Leopard 2. The Leopard 2 main battle tank, which has earned a reputation for being indestructible, is a formidable weapon first built to blunt the spearhead of a Soviet armored thrust, and one that would likely be on the front lines if the NATO alliance and Russia came to blows. While this tank, a key component of NATO's armored forces, has taken an unexpected beating in the fight against the Islamic State in Syria, it is still considered one of the alliance's top tanks, on par with the US M1 Abrams and the British Challenger 2. Observers suggest that the Leopard 2, like its US and British counterparts, would easily be able to destroy most Russian tanks, as these tanks are likely to get the jump on a Russian tank in a firefight. US Nimitz-class aircraft carriers. A game-changer for the Trident Juncture exercises was the inclusion of the USS Harry S. Truman, a mighty Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, and its robust strike group. This mammoth carrier brought 6,000 skilled service members and a formidable air wing of FA-18 Super Hornets, adding to the scale of the exercise in Norway and making it the most significant in recent memory. There's great interest among NATO's naval partners in using aircraft carriers as an integral part of the initial response strategy. The deliberate deployment of US carriers in the North Atlantic serves as a strategic message to Russia, demonstrating America's ability to navigate these waters and conduct operations in the Baltics if necessary, without significant hindrance. The unparalleled ability of the United States to project influence through aircraft carriers stems from the sheer size, advanced technology, and rigorous training regimen of its carrier fleet. Notably, the United Kingdom and France also have aircraft carriers in their military arsenals. This maneuver demonstrates the unparalleled ability of the United States to project dominance through the use of carrier groups, underscoring the pivotal role of these maritime giants in global defense strategies. Patriot Surface-to-Air Missile System. The Patriot system, which stands for Phased Array Tracking Radar to intercept on target, provides a robust defense against airborne threats such as missiles and aircraft. It's deployed around the world, including in several NATO countries. According to Conley, there's a critical need within the alliance for a unified view of air and missile defense. This capability has significant value in protecting collective interests. NATO is actively deploying Aegis Ashore sites, which are ground-based adaptations of the sea-based Aegis ballistic missile defense system. These sites are equipped to track and shoot down missiles, effectively intercepting ballistic threats over European territory. U.S. Virginia-class submarines. Known as nuclear-powered fast-attack submarines, the Virginia-class submarines are among the most formidable submarines in the world. Their arsenal includes torpedoes designed to neutralize enemy submarines and surface vessels. But their capabilities go further. They have the ability to strike enemy strongholds and missile sites on land with Tomahawk cruise missiles. These submarines could serve as a strategic asset for conducting cruise missile attacks on specific Russian air defense networks in the Western Military District, which extends across the Baltic states, Clark told BI. Their unique advantage is that they can conduct unfettered air operations over these areas, without succumbing to the threats posed by these air defense systems. The use of sea-launched cruise missiles from these submarines becomes critical to effectively undermining these installations. In essence, these submarines are carving out a niche for themselves by providing a means to deliver precision strikes against enemy air defense systems. thereby ensuring air superiority over the Baltic states.